Hi there, welcome to my video about Blueprint 2. And I know there's a lot of talk about Blueprint 2 and there has been for a long time. And I just really wanted to add my thoughts. If you think about throughout last year, all the talk was about the delays, and then the end of last year it was about what would get delivered in 25, would there be further delays or not? And then since the beginning of 25, and particularly with the news of John Neal leaving to go to Aon, there was talk of would Blueprint 2 get scrapped, and that's kind of changed to talk about should it be scrapped. And I really want to talk about here why the answer to that question, should it be scrapped, is definitely yes. But more importantly, what do I think actually should replace Blueprint 2, and how will the market move forward and modernize, because it definitely needs to.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
The best way to answer the question, should Blueprint 2 be scrapped, is to actually do a thought experiment around what would happen had it been successful and had it delivered the things that it was expected to deliver. And if you think about the rate of technological change that we've had in the last couple of years, how long it was since Blueprint 2 was originally conceived, and the record that the market has of doing these kind of periodic upgrades, actually, had it been successful, what would happen is the market wouldn't be moving forward and setting itself up for the future. It would actually be shackling itself to already out-of-date technology for at least the next 20 years. So that is a really easy way to answer the question, should it be scrapped? Had it been successful, it wouldn't have actually been useful. And of course, it's very easy to shout from the cheap seats and say, yep, it should be scrapped. But we do agree, or I do agree, that the market definitely needs to modernize and it needs to upgrade the technology. So what should it do instead of Blueprint 2?
I'm all ears.
And I think the first thing to recognize is it's not about throwing everything away. I think within Blueprint 2, there's a very good framework for what the market needs, core functionality. I think we should start with probably 3 core principles, and that is that the market should not build and should not own any single piece of technology, nothing at all. It should not mandate anything, and all elements of any delivery must be completely interoperable, whether that's API, however it may be, but everything must plug together. And therefore we need to make everything very easily updatable, but that one bit can be updated and still operate with other parts. And that way we can really incentivize innovation. So those kind of 3 core principles: market owns nothing, interoperability, incentivizing innovation, is how we need to move forward as a market.
He's right,
If we took the core ideas of Blueprint 2 as a series of kind of problem statements and a framework that anything needed to meet going forward, I think that would be a really good start. For example, the CDR should become an internal standard specifying what data is needed when, and tech needs to solve the problem of actually how do we deal with allowing external providers to send us data that may not be exactly in sync with the CDR, but that doesn't become a barrier. Tech needs to be flexible, it needs to transform, enrich, amend data to fit with the CDR. So internally, Lloyd's or the London market always knows, hey, we're sending this data to you, it fits the CDR, but we're not externalizing that burden outside of the market. It definitely needs to be moved outside of the Accord paywall. If you really believed that standards were that important, you wouldn't allow them to be behind a paywall. They'd obviously be open source. And I think so that's a really good key. We must have open source standards that are internalized and not externalized. I think the other thing, I've said the market shouldn't own or build anything, but what it could do is set up a framework a little bit like Innovate UK, where it would set a series of problem statements built around the core principles of Blueprint 2, and it would say, hey, here's a problem, might be placing, might be delegated authority, might be claims, could be reinsurance, could be anything. Here's the core principles that we need. Here's the core functionality that we need. Any solution must do this. And then effectively, vendors could then put forward proposals and say, hey, this is what we want to build. This is how it would meet the criteria. This is the timelines. This is the team. This is how we can deliver it. This is why we know we can deliver it. And then get part funding. The vendor puts up 70%, the market pays 30%, and you get that delivery based on specific milestones. And that will then not put the technology or the solution in any one vendor. But as long as it's still meeting those core problem statements, the framework of the technology that has been set either by Blueprint 2 already or pushing out with further requirements, you know that the market is going to get what it needs. I truly believe that. I think this is what should happen. I think this would deliver more progress, much faster, much cheaper. It would keep the market continually able to upgrade and update easily without breaking anything. And it would keep us, allow us to turn the page on the failures of Blueprint 2 in the last several years and allow the market to continually update and continually modernize and be a genuinely innovative and forward-looking market. So that's my 2 pennies. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Please, like or comment on the article, share with whoever you feel. And if you want to reach out to me directly and hear what distriBind are doing and how we support not only clients who need Blueprint 2 compatibility, but anyone, anywhere, in any market, please get in touch. Thank you.